And now, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to bring to the podium the Deputy Director General of the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, also called UNIDO. Please warmly welcome Her Excellency, Fatou Haidara.
Your Excellency Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, Your Excellency Carlos Villanova, President of the Democratic Republic of Sao Tome and Principe, Excellence Monsieur Afin-Guessan, ancien Premier ministre de la République de Côte d'Ivoire, Honorable Ministers, Mrs. Benedicta Lassi, Executive Chair of African Trade Chamber, Sir Sam Jonah, Chairman of the Advisory Board of African Trade Chamber, Excellencies, distinguished industry and finance leaders, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor for me to join you today in Accra at the opening of the Africa Trade Summit 2026. Let me first start by commending the government of Ghana and the African Trade Chamber for convening this summit. This is happening at a critical moment for Africa's industrial and trade transformation. I'm representing the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, UNIDO, but please also allow me to speak as an African. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Africa stands at a turning point. Yes, the African Continental Free Trade Area has created an unprecedented market opportunity. Yes, global value chains are being reconfigured. Demand for strategic minerals, manufactured goods, and green technologies is rising. And Africa's demographic and entrepreneurial potential remains one of its greatest strengths. Yet, a central question remains. Will Africa continue exporting raw materials? I say, of course not. Africa should increase its trade in value-added goods produced on the continent. Too much of Africa's trade remains commodity-based, with limited value retained locally. Many industrial ambitions struggle to move from policy to production. While Africa has a clear vision, from UNIDO's perspective, the core challenge lies in pace and scale, marked by timid integration and slow execution. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's clear the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfTA, will not deliver all its promises without industrialization, and industrialization will not succeed without trade. What I want to emphasize here is that AfTA should not be seen only as a trade agreement. It's also an industrial agreement. Its success depends on Africa's ability to produce competitively, process locally, and trade regionally. This requires a decisive shift from extraction to beneficiation, from primary production to manufacturing, and from fragmented national efforts to integrated regional value chains. Obviously, trade policy alone will not achieve this. Industrial policy, investment, infrastructure, energy, and finance must move together. Africa's comparative advantages are clear, but comparative advantage is not destiny. The challenge before us is to convert endowment into industrial capability. For example, minerals into refined materials and manufactured inputs, agriculture output into processed and branded products, energy potential in reliable power for industry, and market size into economy of scale. All these require deliberate choices and consistency. Let us agree that not everything can be produced everywhere. Regional specialization, shared infrastructure, and coordinated and harmonized policies are essential. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa has a vision. Africa has vision, has ambition and resources, natural, human, financial. Now it needs more implementation. One good question to ask is why too many projects remain at concept stage in Africa? Considering the findings of many studies, large volume of capital remains untapped because of projects not investment ready. In this case, our focus should then be on project preparation, risk sharing, concrete demand commitments, and partnerships that crowd in long-term finance, bringing together governments, development finance institutions, and the private sector. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let me emphasize one final point. Inclusion is not a social add-on to industrialization. It's a productivity imperative. SMEs, youth-led and women-owned enterprises must be integrated as suppliers, processors, and innovators within industrial value chains. If Africa industrializes without its domestic enterprises, growth will remain shallow and vulnerable. Inclusive industrial growth must therefore be designed into value chains from the outset. As we move towards the fourth industrial development decade for Africa, IDDA 4, UNIDO remains committed to supporting member states through modern industrial policy advisory, value chain and corridor-based industrialization, investment-ready programs for country partnerships, and concrete pipelines of bankable industrial projects. Ladies and gentlemen, this summit offers a great opportunity to move faster and to scale up in a coordinated and integrated manner. And UNIDO looks forward to working with all of you. I wish you a successful summit, and I thank you.